Yeah, actually, mine are light sensitive. Yeah,
Does that work in the house?
with a bright light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bright light on. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I never had
All
tinted
transitions
glasses.
lenses
It's like you
do
have,
that.
it's like you have on like one of the chicken lamps over your head.
I do have a
Looks
bright
like-
light over me.
Looks
I
like
have
somebody
an LED light.
Looks like somebody mushroom slapped him in each eye.
There you go.
Chicken lamps for incubating Rons.
I am recording, by the way.
We're recording.
Good.
I might have just made the ultimate cup of coffee. It is so good.
What's in it?
What's in it?
I
Coffee.
use this sugar, this vanilla.
Ron, you're such an asshole.
This vanilla.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the same guy who didn't realize he was wearing glasses.
I'm using this vanilla sugar that my friend gave me for Christmas that he made, and it also has creamer in it. And I mixed that up really well with some Kahlua. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you don't get the perfect mix. Sometimes you get too much Kahlua, and you're like, that's too much Kahlua. But no, I've made the perfect mix, so I'm very happy about it.
I didn't know you drank Kahlua. I didn't know you drank Kahlua.
You thought I exclusively only drank rum?
No, I just was unaware that you drank Kahlua.
I mean, you know so much about him. You like blueberry pie. I mean, you don't like blueberry.
I don't like pie. Yeah, I don't like pie.
I mean, that same Kahlua has been in our liquor cabinet for what, 5 years at least.
What else don't you know I drink?
Semen.
Sure, I don't. I probably have some secondary transference of semen. I know that. But I don't drink it
of
directly.
your own.
Yeah, it's my own.
You're gonna
I'm gonna say, wait.
Clarify.
Wait, what?
I should probably clarify that it is.
Yes, you should.
You got the drippings.
I figured you knew. I figured you knew what I was talking about.
I mean, Tremonti's over there thinking like my vag is like leaking or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what he was thinking.
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
All right,
Well,
let's start the show.
back to
Let's start the show. If you are listening to this, you are a member of the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation Army. And with me today, coming to us live from the Uniden, is my number 2, the Rons.
Hey, Beaveman, how's it going? Hopefully everybody's safe and prepared for what's the impending snow of doom. What are you doing? What are you playing with your hand
snow
for?
Of doom. Yes, the impending snow of doom. Rons, are you prepared for the downpour of snow that is supposed to be brought upon all of us?
I am, but I don't know what the swan was doing with her hand.
Irrelevant. What are you doing to prepare for this, Rons?
I'm prepared. Candles, emergency generator.
What else?
Blankets, food.
Go into more detail. What is it that you are prepared for?
I guess whatever's going to happen during the snowstorm. There we go!
Is a swan. Say hello, swan.
Hello, Swan.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Also with us today is our own personal pudding pop, special chocolate, Tremonde.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, Tremonde.
Good evening, Beaveman.
Swan.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Rons.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm kind of sad, Tremonde. You were not with us on the last podcast, which is unfortunate. You would have had a good time.
Yeah.
I think that we might have to revisit that.
Sadly, the sound kept dropping out on JD's end. He is the most troublesome sound guest we've had. I do not know what the sound issue is with him. I don't know. I got to figure something out. We're going to figure something out together because I would really like to do that again and have Tremonde on at the same time.
I think that would be
Oh,
very
definitely.
good.
Tremonde, I know you listened to the last podcast. What's your hot take on it, Tremonde?
So
As a
the
fan-
sound.
As a fan of the show, Tremonde, after you listen to that particular episode several times, what is your hot take on it?
So I can say I didn't try several times. The sound kept dropping out, and it didn't work.
That sounds like
Is
I
that-
really didn't listen to this
is that
podcast,
really-
and I just reiterated what you just said.
Is that really what happened, Shamonde?
I was trying to pull one of the,
Yeah,
Roz.
you were trying to lie.
but yeah, this
To
this
us?
last one I did not listen to it.
Mm.
That's what I mean. I started to, and then I got sucked into like a gay podcast, and
A gay
Oh, really? What's the
podcast?
podcast?
it was called
Just the tip.
let's that would be a good name for a podcast. No, but it's a gay podcast on by some black queer men.
Oh.
So yeah.
What if you named a podcast Just the Tip, and you didn't put a descriptor out there, and everybody wanted to listen, but it's actually a podcast about icebergs?
Oh, that would be Titanic. Watch.
I mean, you'd still get your listeners that way, probably.
Yes. No, it was unfortunate. Let me ask you this question, Tremonde. Since you didn't listen to the last podcast, what would you say if you had a couple of friends who were interested in entertaining the idea of becoming Satanists? That perplexed Larry.
What would I say?
Yes, what would you say?
I would ask questions to inquire more about their reasoning for wanting to do so.
Okay.
Would
All
you
right.
keep them in
My-
your friend circle?
Yeah, depending on their answers to the questions, would you keep them in your friends' circle?
Yes, they would. Their circle would probably look different.
How so? Would it
It
be
would
a
have
bigger
five-
circle,
You're
a smaller
like a
circle?
star.
So it would have
You're
five,
right.
it would have 5 points on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was pretty
yeah.
clever. That was a very clever answer, Tremonde.
Yes.
Oh,
What
very
were you all's responses?
Oh, same thing. I would just
Yeah.
one. I think for one thing, I wouldn't care too much, honestly, because
Mhm.
I don't care about people's religion in the first place.
As long
Mhm.
as you don't push that shit upon people who don't want to hear about it. I
Yeah.
mean, you
I
can
really don't push
be
it.
purple,
Whoever you wanna
green,
be, yeah.
Catholic, religious, whatever you want to be. Just be whatever you want to be. Just be a good human and don't push your shit
Don't
upon
hurt
me.
people. Yeah.
Don't push it on me, but above all, not only don't push it on me, but don't bash on science, motherfucker. And don't complain to me when you get COVID because you didn't wear a mask or get vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's what you. That's how
That
you can,
part.
You can take that part of your religion and shove it up your freaking twinkle-toed ass.
That's one of my frustrations with the church. It's like the lack of science that is spoken of,
Yeah, that's annoying.
and it's a part of who we are,
Yeah, you know,
part of the
Yeah.
world. You know.
when my mom said to me, you know, with the whole vaccination thing, with the whole masking thing, and she was just getting sick of it. She literally has told me several times over the months that she's just tired of it. And she's just going to live her life. And this was early on, and then every so few months, she says the same thing. And I keep telling her that, you know, the numbers really haven't changed. It's just what's reported out. You guys don't, you know,
Yeah.
it's basically a big lie. I hate to use that phrase, but it really is. And she said, well, God's going to protect me if I got to go, God's doing everything to save me and everything. I go, no, God's idea of saving you was to send scientists to figure out how to make vaccines and how to make antivirals and that's how God's saving you. God's not saving you by saying, hey, idiot, don't wear a mask. I'm going to protect you. No, he's protecting you in a totally different way. Or she, or dog, as I like to say, dog. It's a dog. God's dog has sent that knowledge base out there. That's what's saving you.
I mean, I just don't understand that rationale because if that was the case, if you wanted to practice your back in the day and never evolving stuff, why do you have electricity? Why do you have cars? Why do you have anything of technology that has evolved if you're so stuck in your religious ways?
Right.
True enough. Yeah, that's annoying. You know, the thing that is going to be one of those holiday podcasts where I say what annoys me. The other thing that annoys
What does annoy you?
Bringing that up is if you were going to be that way, the other thing that annoys the shit out of me is people that have decided that they're going to be so purist in their ideas that they're not going to be open to other ideas. That
Mhm.
fucking annoys me too.
Well, Beaveman, on that same line, I mean, are you a purist about scientists?
No, because science is ever evolving. That is science itself. If you're a true scientist, you know that something that you were trained in 2 years ago might no longer be valid today because you're
Mhm.
always continuously researching and questioning things. Science is ever evolving state.
Okay. Because it sounds like that sometimes if you don't believe in science, and you believe in religion, I mean, it's one way or another. I kind of say if you believe it as a scientist, back it up. But I mean, as you said, God could be a dog. I mean, what is God anyway but dog backwards?
What if God was one of us?
Just a stranger on a bus,
Just a
Wow,
slob,
that'd be
just
cool.
like a slob.
like one of us.
Just
Like
someone
one of us.
trying to make his way home. Back up
Trying
to
to
the
make
Pope.
his way home.
The Pope.
No,
Rome.
neither one of them. That's over their head.
Nothing.
No, I know the song.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Anyway, no, the whole purist idea, and I hate to pick on a family member, but since it's almost Christmas, and I hate being an adult, that's the other thing. I hate being an adult.
Maybe you should start sitting at the kid table.
No, because children annoy me also. Honestly, the only person I enjoy spending time with is my children. That's it.
I thought you were going to say Sammy.
No. Sammy's a dog. I said the only
And
people.
I thought
said the
we
only
were on the.
people I enjoy spending time with are my children. Anyway, as I was saying, I hate being an adult because you are forced to hang out with your family. I said this to Swan the other day. You know what? Holidays aren't even fun for me because I have nothing in common with anybody except for the people that live in this house. Everybody else irks the shit out of me. I'm not allowed to speak. If I speak, everybody gets mad. And so it's just not fun. Why should I have to do that as an adult who's almost 50 years old? Why should I have to go to family functions if it's not fun for me?
Why can you not go? Or what?
Like, what would happen if he didn't go? You mean?
Yeah.
Like, just don't go.
Yeah.
I would
Probably nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Nobody's going to care if I don't go.
So then don't go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know I would get a guilt trip from my mother if I didn't go. Who incidentally is also the only other person I find interesting, but she's so not allowed to speak that she's the only one I find also only the one I find interesting to speak to. Because I think she's funny, but the conversation is always dominated by somebody else other than her.
Tell us how you really feel about this person, Beaveman.
Yeah.
About who?
It's more than one person, though.
No, it's everybody else.
Yeah, it's the, like, us and his mom and then everybody else who thinks in a different mindset or is okay being under the hierarchy of the ones who think in that mindset.
Anyway, back to the whole Puritanism thing or the being a real purist. The other day, we were at another freaking family function that I could have totally skipped. And we were talking about TV shows. And it also got into a conversation about this person's opinion on things in general. And he went on and on about how they ruined Wonder Woman and how they weren't staying true to how Wonder Woman was and how the creation of Wonder Woman and her back and origin stories. And the truth is, this is how it is about everything in life. If you're going to be so narrowly a purist, you're going to miss out on enjoying lots of things. The example I give is this. If I only based everything about Star Wars that I love on the first 3 movies, then really you wouldn't have opened yourself up to watch the rest of them, the Clone Wars, all the other stuff.
Are you talking about 4, 5, and 6 versus 1, 2, and 3?
The first 3 movies are still the first 3 movies, Rons.
Even though whoever...
Meaning that's when they came out. The first 3 movies came out before 1, 2, and 3. They're still the first 3 movies. They're still called the original trilogy, Rons.
Okay.
But thanks for interrupting my point. My point being that if you're so narrow-minded and you're still trying to stay a purist about everything, what you consider a purist, you're never going to open up your mind to new thought processes.
I agree.
And therefore, you're going to be one boring, obnoxious motherfucker.
Obnoxious, maybe. But I agree how you, if you have a closed-minded, idea about things, there's no room for growth there. So that's kind of stupid. sort of like Area 51. I enjoy asking questions about the prideside chat we have with Tremonde. It's really opened my eyes to a lot of different things. So
What the
it's
fuck
like
does that have to do with Area 51?
Like, wait,
ramble on like
how are we
you're-
connecting
there's
this?
very
yeah,
loose
no.
connected thought process,
I'm
very
just
loose
saying,
connections he's making.
Aliens made the
first of all,
gays.
it's like what I'm saying is because people go around and they go, oh, Area 51 is not aliens or whatever, or I'm just pulling random thoughts that
You
have
for
really opened
sure
my
are definitely
Yeah,
pulling
yeah.
some random
No
That's some
thoughts.
shit.
schizophrenic stuff
Yeah,
going
no
on
shit.
over there.
But it's really opened my mind that if I just believe we're the only thing on this planet, and this universe, I'm very close-minded. And along the same lines, it's like about sexuality and stuff like that. If we're very close-minded, there's only one way, and we can't evolve beyond that. So
You and your friend touched tubes, and your dad got real
okay,
cross when he
I was
found out.
wondering
And he
when that
got
was
even
going to
more
happen.
cross when your mom said he probably did that as a boy too.
What's really important is when I play sound bites, Rons, you don't talk over them.
Well, get some new sound bites, and I won't have to.
That
All
is
right,
new
I'm
as of
about to
last week, and you're
disconnect
about
you.
to be
I'm
killed.
going to disconnect you if you say that to me one more time because you don't
One more
do
time?
anything to make the podcast. Don't tell me to keep making shit when I keep making shit all the time.
I will make some sound bites for you. Oh shit! I just did that. I will make some sound bites for you.
And we're going to talk over them.
I would expect you to.
Good.
No, that's not what you do. You fucking sit there and you let it play. You don't talk over it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, seriously.
Oh.
Anyway,
Well, go ahead and play it. I'll keep quiet.
No,
No,
we're not
I
going to
mean,
play
why
it.
would
That's
we-
over.
No.
That moment is over. And then,
and then,
hi, Tremonde.
Hola.
Hola.
So, has anybody watched anything new lately?
So I just watched Wednesday on Netflix, and I enjoyed the first couple of episodes, but then after like the third, I started to get bored with it.
Really?
So I think I may, yeah.
I thought it was good. So that was Beaveman.
maybe you should let him talk.
I will.
Maybe you should let him. Maybe you should let him finish the
will.
thought.
I will. Okay.
Yeah, it just seemed like the story just started to kind of repeat itself, and there was nothing new or exciting happening. Like it just seemed like it just started to fade off. And I think maybe because she's starting to become nice, but
So you just wanted her rude, obnoxious the entire time.
I didn't necessarily know what I was wanting. I just think that the change of it just started to change the perspective of what I had on the Addams Family, and maybe that's the purpose of the show. So maybe I need to keep watching and take in the
this
entire
kind of brings
experience.
back what I was just talking about. So, do you like the Addams Family? Did you watch the Addams Family? Do you have a preconceived notion about the Addams Family?
So like I watched them like growing up, they being late like Nick at Night. Those shows back when it was like black and white. Couldn't remember like much of the episodes now, but I do remember watching it when I was younger. Yes.
Okay, so did you watch it with the mindset that it had to be exactly like the Addams Family?
I think I was expecting that, possibly.
So, do you feel like that closed off your mind a little bit to just watch the show? And so, do you think that has anything to do with that whole purist thing that I was just talking about?
Maybe.
Fair. Let me ask you this question.
We were talking about playing Foursquare with your sister, and your mom and dad looked at each other without saying anything for a real long time when you said you slammed one in your sister's box.
That wasn't really a question. So my question is, if you had an idea of what the Addams Family is supposed to be and what it means to you, would that cloud your judgment when watching a show that is very loosely has anything to do with the Addams Family at all? And just watching it for a show with a character that just happens to be from the Addams Family.
Yeah, and I was just talking to my therapist about this because like
you were talking to your therapist about Wednesday.
No, not necessarily
We don't
Wednesday,
get paid
but
for
just
that.
my just my level of thinking. Like always, not just being able to see something for what it is. As you were just saying, like just enjoy it for the show and not necessarily connecting it to any previous experiences. So that's what I said. Like I do think I need to like go back and give it another chance and start from the beginning and just allow it to be what it is and see what it is all the way through. So
Yeah, I think it's hard to do that because if you watch things that say you read a book, it's the same thing. You know, you read a book and then you watch a movie that's supposed to be based on the book and you're like, oh, well, that didn't happen in the book. Then like, okay, well, are you just going to enjoy the movie for a movie or are you going to watch it just to pick it apart?
yeah.
So
How
I'm
many
just
of us
saying,
do that though?
I
Lots
think
of
we
people.
all do that
Lots of
because,
people.
especially if you read the book first, you have what you think your characters look like and
Kinda like
sound
the
like,
example I just
and
gave.
yeah,
Kinda like that
I'm
example,
just
that same example.
reiterating it.
You don't have to reiterate. I just literally
Well-
said that same thing.
Okay, don't be an asshole.
Well, please continue my thought then.
It was my thought because
Please go
I
ahead then.
liked Harry Potter books way better than the movie because I had it. I mean, and they all did a great job with the movie, but I had my own description of what those characters look like.
Yeah, but you still enjoyed the movie.
But I was going to say I still like the movies as well because those characters did a great job of being those characters as well, but they were different.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is if you read a book
Uh-huh.
and then you go to see a movie expecting it to be exactly like that, you're probably not going to enjoy the movie anyway.
Right.
Maybe just go to see something to just go see it. You know, if your whole experience or education on some sort of genre like Star Wars is just the movies, then you're only going to get a brief snapshot. If you didn't watch the Clone Wars or that's animated, or you didn't watch Rebels, or you didn't watch this or that's a very narrow slapshot. So snapshot, not slapshot. This isn't hockey. So what I'm saying is either you watch stuff for pure enjoyment or you don't. If you pick stuff apart, it's probably not that much fun.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, what happens when you come across someone who's very adamant about it, right? Because I've noticed a few people, it's like, you know, it's either their way or the highway on certain things. How do you deal with that?
You don't.
There you
I
go.
think I've said a
You
million
just
times.
let them have their
I don't
opinion
argue
and you
with-
don't. Yeah.
I don't argue with dumb people, and I don't like to have conversations with people whose thought processes are so obscure and opposite of mine. That's not enjoyable. You know, if we clearly wouldn't be in a conversation. If I come across somebody who I think might be interested in talking to, and I talk to them for 5 minutes, I can tell if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally different from this person. I'm never going to be friends with this person. I would never have a deep conversation with this person. You just don't. Why engage in shit? It's not fun.
And you're not saying, I guess you're not saying that you wouldn't, you're saying you wouldn't be friends with them if their opinions differed so vastly from yours, but only if they push that shit on you. Like, because there can be friends, you could have friends with people who have very different, but as long as you guys have some common thing, that's fine.
Yeah, I
Right?
didn't say that I had anything in common with that person. I said I could tell if it was somebody I first met after talking with them, like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy having a conversation with this person because of this. No, I have my friend that passed away. We had very differing thoughts on a lot of things. He just wouldn't talk to me about them, and I wouldn't talk to him about them either. We just talked about the stuff that we liked together.
Right.
But that's rare. A lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people are like, no, fuck it. I still want to talk about this annoying shit. And those people I usually cut out of my life because I'm like, no, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I mean, I lost several friends. Not that I had a bunch of friends, but I'll say acquaintances that I talk to relatively frequently just on like Facebook that are not my friends anymore because I just couldn't stand their fucking posts anymore. And I couldn't stand the bullshit that they were spouting. Like totally not in support of science whatsoever, but you'll listen to somebody who does a YouTube video who doesn't know fucking shit. Like you won't listen to the World Health Organization and the CDC and the scientists that are in charge of it that are doing shit. But you'll listen to somebody who does a 5-minute freaking YouTube video. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because it aligned with what they wanted to be true. So they cling to that 5 minutes of crackpot and hold it as fact. And that's just dumb.
Yeah, and you can find anything to support your stupid idea.
Very much so.
And if you can't find something to support your stupid idea, if you shout the loudest, you'll find people who are in support of your stupid idea.
Would you say the internet has given birth to stupidity?
No. Stupidity has been an ever-present Has it been ever present? Why would
Okay, well, have you? Would you say then it has allowed it to grow?
Nope.
Why is that?
Because people were stupid already and already said stupid things. It hasn't allowed it to grow. It might make it easier to spread to other people, but it hasn't allowed it to grow. People are
That would
already
be
stupid.
a form of growth. But yeah, I think it's allowed it to grow.
I don't think it's a form of growth because people are already fucking stupid.
Yeah, but you had a limited amount of pockets of stupidity which you could avoid, but now it's
I don't think
worldwide.
that's true because people could go out and you just find other stupid people just like you. Then surround yourself with them.
I think it was a lot harder before the internet, but okay.
If you already know the answer to the question, why don't you just state that you personally,
Well, I wanted your
you
opinion to
personally
see how
have
wrong you
noted
were.
this. You personally have noted that you already had the answer to your question.
No, I wanted your opinion. I just wanted
He
your
just
opinion.
wanted to argue about your
My
opinion.
opinion
No,
is that
I just
people
wanted
have
your
always
opinion.
been stupid. That's my opinion. My opinion is that people have always been stupid. They just can. It's easier for them to congregate and share their own stupid ideas.
I mean, birds of a feather flock together have been
together.
around way more longer than the internet.
yes, the internet doesn't help. Is that the answer you want, Runs?
Sure, why not?
Yes, the internet promotes growth of stupidity. There you go.
There you go.
It certainly doesn't help. It has not promoted the growth of intellectualism. How about that? Is that even better?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right. Well, enough about that talk.
Yeah.
So,
the Swan and I were talking
yes.
about our spelling bee. I would like for us to like get some theme.
Oh,
music.
before we move
So
on.
Ron's. Oh, yes.
Oh, you know what? I'll circle back to it because I've already got it loaded up. The spelling bee, please.
So Ron's.
Yes.
We're gonna put you in charge of making our spelling bee intro music. So every couple of episodes, the Swan and I are going to come up with some words, and you all are going to attempt to spell them. We may have like some sort of stuff and have you like use it in a sentence yourself. Have some fun with it.
Okay.
But so get a piece of paper and a pen.
So wait a minute. Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Do you really think, without giving Ron's a time hack to make this music, that you're actually going to ever get this product?
We will.
Oh.
So he's giving Ron's lots of credit. So Ron's, when do you think you could have said music done by?
Given that I don't have to go to work until 4 a.m. today, I could probably knock it out possibly by tonight or maybe tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be some quality shit that he put a lot of thought into.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay, so we'll give you some time to figure that out and get us some demo that we can improve or disprove because Tremonde is very critical of the music.
Some tracks.
Some tracks.
Some
Yeah,
tracks.
because it's not like we made several demos for Tremonde's intro music. I just did one thing.
And he liked it.
And he liked it, and we used that one. It's
instantly.
not that we had like 6 or 7 different demos that we made. Just saying.
Yeah,
It took a fair amount of time in mixing. That's okay though.
that's okay. Okay.
I'm sure you'll hit the.
It'll
I'm
be
sure,
good.
I'm sure you'll hit it right out of the park on the very first attempt, Runs.
I hope I will.
So how do we want this to go, Tremonde? Because, they're both going to be able to hear it. So we could ask Ron's to take his headphones off and not participate first. And then we can let Beaveman see the answers.
There is a mute function, Swan. Also, by the way, I would also like to point out that anytime that anybody other than me has been given the green light to try to do something, they've fucked it up, by the way. Just so you know.
I just want to clarify, if we mute Ron's, he can still hear us.
Hold on.
You have
That's
to...
Actually,
hold on.
Never mind.
You can mute Ron's to where he can't hear us?
So if I take off my headsets and I'll just put them down there, I can't hear.
I can take Ron's completely out of the studio.
I'm just thinking out loud here on how to make it work the best.
You that I can take Ron.
But I don't. What if I want Ron's?
He can and do anything. He is the Beaveman. He's already chastised me for not being a participant. Let me be a participant. Take me out of the studio and then bring me back in, please.
Not listening.
I am listening, but I was thinking that if you go first and we just have Ron take his headphones off, like you said, and then we wave him back in.
I didn't say for Ron to take his headphones off. I said I could remove him from the studio.
He is the all-powerful Beaveman. Did you not hear his wrath on me for not?
See how that's done?
Mm-hmm.
See, he's still talking.
Uh-huh, but he's not in the studio. Can you hear us, Ron's? See? He can still hear us. That's what I'm telling you. So Ron's has to go first.
Again, why
or he can take his headphones off and you can go first.
Stop fucking saying that. How many times do you have to say that?
I just want him not to be able to hear your answers.
Or I could just fucking walk out of the room, Swan.
Either way. But I do kind of think
Do
that...
you see how I said whenever you're in charge of anything, you fuck it
you're
up?
making
You
it.
don't have a fucking
You're
plan.
making it. I had a plan.
Why don't you implement your plan then?
Why don't you shut the fuck up
Why don't you
then?
just implement your
Jeez.
plan?
I'm
We
gonna
don't
let
have all
Tremonde-
goddamn
I'm
day.
gonna let Tremonde implement the plan then. Tremonde, how do you think it should go then?
So my idea was to just have both of them write it down and just show us their words, and we can just look at the spelling of it.
That's probably not going to work because Ron's going to change his.
You can both. I guess you could both write it down and you can hold it up.
Yep.
and
Once we
then-
say pins are down.
Okay.
Okay, but you have to. Okay, sure.
But
Why
I feel
not?
like it's funnier to spell it
Now,
out
let
loud.
me ask you this question: while that's going on, are you guys going to be talking? Because you can't have dead air. Dead air is like
I
anything
want
that's greater than
to. I
5
want you to
seconds.
spell it out loud
It's greater than
because
5
it's
seconds.
funnier when you have to spell it out loud like a real spelling bee.
And
But
typically, 2 seconds is a really long time to have a pause.
Okay.
So
We just have one take the headphones off, spell it,
and then
then we do the other.
I'm just going to leave the room.
But what if we want you to comment on Ron's words? I don't know.
What? Then I would
don't
hear
know.
how he fucking spells them, Swan.
I don't know. I don't have a good idea.
Again,
Clearly-
whenever I give you the ball,
Yeah, I drop it.
Yeah.
Like fucking hit you right in the head
your
with it.
plan was for me to leave the fucking
Okay,
room.
you probably should just leave the fucking room. Yeah. You just
Hey,
leave the
remember,
room.
there can't be any dead air. I'm going to leave
You're
the
gonna
room.
edit this shit out if there's dead air.
No, I'm tired of editing out your fucking mistakes.
Well, then
I don't have a
stop.
freaking crew.
Stop having preconceived
Hey,
notions
guys,
on
it's
things.
Christmas. Stop fighting.
You stop fighting.
You
Okay,
stop fighting.
so Ron's,
Anyway. Yes.
are you ready to spell for us?
Yes.
You don't have to write them down now. You can spell them right out. I will text you when we're done. All right. Go away, and we're going to talk
Go
to
away.
Ron's right now and see how he does. So what are we starting out with, Tremonde? 3 words or each
Yeah,
time?
we'll do
Is that
3.
what- Okay.
We'll do 3. All
All
right.
right, let's do
All
it.
right. Go ahead,
No dead air.
Tremonde. First
Right.
word.
So,
And he just
Yeah, I
texted
know.
me. I said, Tremonde's glitchy and can't interact with us. We need you. Oh, and now there's a complete echo. And he's texted back, what the actual fuck? Yeah, we
The
fucking
actual fuck.
can't do it without him. We just
Yeah, here
need
he
you.
is.
I don't know.
And
what
we
the
can't
hell
even
is
function
Beaveman?
without you. Okay, now that we've
Alright.
fixed our technical difficulties.
all right.
All right, we're going to give you 3 words. And okay, bye. Come back later. We're going to give you 3 words, one at a time. And you're going to give us use it in the sentence. We want you to use it in the sentence because we want you to know. We want to know if you know what it means, or if you think you know what it means, or if you want to try to make it funny and whatever it means. Whatever.
Okay, yeah,
Give us a
yeah, I
word. Give
get
us
it.
the word in the sentence and then spell it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. I got this.
You got the first word, Tremonde?
Yes. Easy word.
Easy word.
Pendulum.
Pendulum. The string was swinging on a pendulum. It's that little. It's a string with a weight on the end that swings back and forth. Also on a clock.
That's the definition, Ron.
Okay, well that's
So
fine.
my life
Okay.
right now hangs on a pendulum of not pissing off the Beaveman when he plays the same soundbite over and over, and I just like, okay,
All right.
Okay,
So
spell
can
it.
you spell that word for us, Rons?
Pendulum, pendulum.
Good word.
All right. Next word, Rons.
All right, Swan.
Fartlick.
FART, depending on how you look at it, hyphen LICK.
And then use that word in a sentence, Rons? Or give me the definition of fartlick.
Fartlick. I don't know the definition other than you are a fart licker, you asswipe.
You are a fartlicker, you asswipe. I guess that
As an insult.
is it a
yeah.
verb then?
Right,
Is that a
right.
verb?
As an insult or something, that's what I would say to somebody who would just
You're a
annoy me.
fartlick.
Yeah, you're a fartlick.
Okay.
Sounds like a term of like a measurement term.
It's a measurement term.
Mm.
Okay. We'll take
Okay.
it.
Okay, here you go, Rons.
Yes.
Kyphoplasty.
Kyphoplasty. Kypho as in CY or KY PHO.
Oh, you gotta pick one.
You gotta, yeah, you can't like,
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick random letters and hope it
No,
works.
I feel like I should say this. Can you use it in a sentence?
No, you use it in a
Yeah,
sentence.
I know, but it's like a spelling bee. Origin of word. If it's CYO.
No,
Okay,
let him
it would be-
spell it. Just let him
Okay.
spell it.
Okay, so yeah, now KYOPL. Say it again.
Kyphoplasty.
Kypho. KYFO. Kyphoplasty. PLASTI.
Alrighty.
Kyphoplasty.
Kyphoplasty. Good job, Rons. All
And
right.
I would think that's some sort of disease or blood thing,
Interesting.
or it's a new product of plastic for adult toys.
It's I don't think this is by the same brand.
No, I do not. I do not.
All right, Swanson, we want to do one more. Do you want to
I
bring
have
Beaveman?
one more word for Rons,
Okay.
and I'll
All right,
text the
fantastic.
Beaveman
Let's
while
do
we're
it.
going. Borborygmus.
Borborygmus. BOR BERIGMUS.
And can you use that word in a sentence or give us a definition for that word, Rons?
One of the Star Trek characters of the Borg series.
Okay.
A background Borg character.
Okay. A background Borg character, like an unnamed one, just a vague, like.
Borborygmus.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So I don't think you did very terribly, but I think you could have done much better. And I think probably a third grader could have beaten you. Did he get any of them right?
So you did spell pendulum right.
He did. He got one
Wow,
right. Okay.
I
Yes.
thought, I feel like I'm going to get one of those participation trophies. Like, thanks for showing up.
Do you want a trophy because you attempted to spell words? I don't. I think that's bullshit, Rons. Everybody does not get a trophy. Everybody doesn't get a trophy, Rons. You're totally out.
I agree, but it happens more times than you think. Anyway, so I got pendulum right. Well,
if you would have known how to use the soundboard, Swan, you could have totally used it for anything that he was doing at the time. But you...
I think you could probably go back in there and add some in later.
Yeah, let me do that.
Let
me work really fucking hard on all that shit.
You love editing, and think that's what you told us.
Yeah, I love editing and all that other shit out that you guys do.
Like this?
It's fucking awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Welcome back. We missed you.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, well, guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Slim Shady.
All right. So same order, same questions, same words. Go ahead, Tremonde.
First word, easy word. Pendulum.
Use it in a sentence.
No, you use it in a sentence. We want you to spell it, and we want you to use it in a sentence, or give us your definition of it.
Pendulum?
So use the word pendulum in a sentence with the word sex.
As I came around the corner, the old man had his hospital gown flailing and backwards so that it was open in the front. And I noticed that his testicles swung like a pendulum. 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 Pendulum.
All righty.
Good.
Very good. Very good. So you did well. Ron's got that word correct. Also, you'll listen later that his sentence was not as fun as yours.
No.
All right. Second word, fartlick.
Second word, fartlick.
Yes, your second word, fartlick, is fartlick.
As I ran down the road for the 5K, the person in front of me immediately did a scoop and feed and slammed their palm in my face, and I was forced to fartlick it.
Oh, can you spell
fartlick. No, I really don't know how to spell that. Fartlik. Fartlick.
Okay.
Okay. Next word. Kyphoplasty.
So did I get that right?
We'll go back to it. No, you did not get it right. Neither one of you got it right. Do you want me to tell you what it is now, or do you want?
Sure.
No, we'll wait. We'll wait. I'd like to wait.
You want to go through them at the end? Okay. He wants to tally up on whether you both got them right or not. All right.
Kyphoplasty. From the day I was born, I knew that I wasn't happy with my junk. So I consulted a local plastic surgeon in order to get kyphoplasty. I think. All right. Kyphoplasty. KYPHOPLASTY. Kyphoplasty.
All righty. How'd you do there, Ron? Or Tremonde?
You got it right.
He should. He's a freaking medical person.
That doesn't mean anybody knows what kyphoplasty means. And I don't even know if I got that right. I don't even know if that was the right thing.
All right. Last word. Borborygmus.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
There you go. Come on.
Say it again.
I got this one right.
Borborygmus. You're having dead air. Why? I think Ron's
I'm not the one who has.
Well, Ron's immediately answered because he was like all about this one.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so why don't you use it in a sentence then? Just make something up. I mean, you're really usually good at it.
As I stepped off the boat onto the island, I was surrounded by natives. This one had vaginismus. This one had penisismus. And this one had a bad case of borborygmus.
There you go.
Borborygmus. Borborygmus.
Very good. Not at all. However. All right, so we're going to agree that...
Is it a Y?
It was all wrong.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to go back through. Both of you spelled pendulum correct, right?
Yep.
And used it correctly in a sentence. So good job.
Or
You both are.
It's
or
a little bit
definition.
better.
Yeah. I mean, your definition was technically correct,
a
I guess.
definition.
A definition, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The second word was fartlick. I mean, you'll have to listen to the podcast to see what Ron said.
Maybe
but
you could just say how it was spelled and what it is.
All right, I'm going to. Fartlek. Fartlek. It is a running term for a kind of running training that involves random variations in speed, intensity, and alternating between bursts of slower recovery jogging. So it's
So
like
you were
interval running.
You were kind of like on the right track, Beaveman, with your story.
Oh, I know what it is. I just didn't know how to spell it.
Ah,
I knew it ended with a K.
Well, it wasn't really a scoop and feed either.
I know what it is, but you wanted me to make it funny, so I did.
Okay.
I know what it is. I ran before you did.
Okay. And then your next word, Tremonde?
kyphoplasty. Beaveman spelled it right.
And what is it?
I know it's like something that you use to like for surgery, like to support the spine in some way. I don't necessarily know like how.
Research your
Yeah, you
word.
just picked a random word and didn't write down its
I've
definition.
heard it before, but I didn't know
You
how
just
it's.
kind of picked out a word that you heard. You're like, yeah, it sounds good. Let's use that one.
Plasty always
good word.
means plasty just always means it's some sort of repair of like rhinoplasty is a nose job.
I was trying to go with that idea.
I don't think you did at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And the
well,
last
you know, hey.
so the last one is borborygmus, and it's borborygmus. And it's the rumbling sounds that your stomach makes when you eat fluid or have gas.
So I thought that you guys were going to take common words to see what we would fuck up spelling those. I thought that was supposed to be funny. Instead, you guys picked difficult words to spell.
Well, Tremonde wanted medical terms, so I just picked funny medical terms.
Let me,
And
let me ask you two geniuses this.
Uh-huh.
Would you have spelled those words right?
I would have gotten close on maybe a bunch of them.
That's not the question.
Yes, I would have got kyphoplasty correct.
I guarantee that you would not have spelled all those words right. You probably would have got one right. Having read she probably would have got pendulum right, and that's about it. No, actually,
and I would have gotten fartlick right as
well. You would have got that wrong.
I would have put a J in there.
You would have got fartlick wrong because you didn't know how to spell it, because the only reason why you think you would have got it right is because you're the one who picked that word.
No.
You wouldn't have got it right.
Yes, I would have.
I thought you guys were going to pick very common words just to see that we couldn't spell those.
Like what? Like vacuum?
Like if you'd have said, I'm going to use then in a sentence and see if we picked the right then and spelled it wrong.
We're there, and there.
There, and there. We're, were. Things like that.
2, 2, and 2.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to let JD come up with his, and you'll just be like, oh, JD, this is so much better than Swan and Tremonde because they suck balls.
I'm just saying, why would you think that Ron's would know how to spell borborygmus?
I don't know, but Ron's definition was way more funnier than yours.
Way more funnier?
Way more funnier.
Do you mean way more funnier?
Yes.
Or do you mean way more funny?
I meant way more funny or funnier or both.
No.
So way more funnier.
I guarantee you that you would not have spelled those words correctly, Swan.
I would have gotten probably 2 or 3. I would have gotten 3. I might have spelled borborygmus wrong. I would have put an O
I would
in
spell
there.
that one wrong.
Yeah. But
Oh, well,
I definitely didn't know what that was.
It's your goat. Go ahead and fuck it.
Yeah. You goat fucker.
Speaking of fucking, I should probably roll a commercial.
Is it time for that commercial?
Yeah, if I could just
Is
find
it?
Hey there, members of the Great Slaptail Nation. It's me, the Beaveman, and I'm here to deliver you a message from beyond the stars about our sponsor for this episode, Swiss Navy. No matter who you love or how you love, Swiss Navy products set the bar for sexual enhancement. There's more glide, more comfort, and even products for longer-lasting pleasure. Swiss Navy has a wide range of premium products to choose from for whatever amount fills your hole, if you know what I mean. My favorite product is Swiss Navy's silicone lube. Get it, use it, love it, and never be dry again. Once again, that's Swiss Navy at SwissNavy.com. And in your order comments, let them know the Slaptail Squad sent you. Swiss Navy, no matter who you love or how you love. Adios, mooch fuckos. All right, and we're back. Tremonde spells phenopalatine. No, nothing? Swan, tracheolaryngeal? No, nothing?
I
All right,
probably
then.
could spell that one.
Probably not. All right. So, moving on. Moving on.
Okay, we'll dumb it down for you next time.
No, it's fine. I just thought it would have been. I thought that's what your guys' plan was. I didn't think you were going to actually pick hard words to spell.
Well, I didn't think that most of them were
I
hard.
guarantee you, if I pick 4 words, Swan, you'd get them wrong.
I probably would. If I could write them, I would probably do better.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so. Having read papers when
I
you're
can
in school,
spell.
no,
I can spell. You want to practice? You want to try it?
no.
Okay, then. So you can't even challenge me.
Oh, I can challenge you.
Oh, okay.
Just because you play Words of Friends doesn't mean you know how to spell.
I can spell. I'm a
Mm.
good speller.
She
I don't know
is.
what half those words I spell mean, but I can spell them.
Anyway, Tremonde, what are your plans for Christmas? Will you be doing a friend's Christmas or will you be going to your family's homes?
I'll be hanging out at home. Supposed to get some point over the weekend. Not really sure when with the possible weather that's going to come in, but I'll get her at some point and enjoy some time with her.
What I
So,
like to do is go back through and edit things out, like
Your child's
like
name.
your child's name for identification purposes. This is how I protect people. Go back in, take out that stuff.
You could just
Thank
turkey
you.
over her. You could turkey over
Well,
her.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Do it.
That's why we use code names.
Yeah.
Stalkers.
Because our massive
They'll find us.
fans will find us.
Does anybody have any questions for Tremonti this week? Any holiday specific
I
questions?
do.
Oh, God.
I do.
I'm so glad you took a deep breath before saying that. So I will.
Are you gonna play the intro?
This is this motherfucker here.
He probably wants you to change it up for him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That's
before
stuff.
Ron's opened his pie hole, or as I like to say, his cock holster, I would have said, now it's that time of the show where the ignorant members of the Slaptail Squad ask Sexual Chocolate equally ignorant questions about being gay. Not necessarily,
Just about all things gay.
just about in general. Ron's, you have a question this week for
I
Tremonti.
do.
Well, let's hear it.
So, with the recent outing of Velma of Scooby Doo, do you think there's a more accurate representation of the gay community in animation?
I think that they are starting to do more of that in just like cartoon and those things, but I can't say that like I've spent time like looking into what new is coming out in that aspect.
So I just recently came across Q-Force. Have you seen this yet?
I have not.
It is a gay animated spy series, and it's pretty stereotypical of the gay gender stereotypes, as I just mentioned, across the board. So if you get a chance, check it out. Tell me what you think.
Q-Force. Will do.
Q-Force.
Good.
I know you
Yeah.
have some questions about that, Beaveman. I see your brain like just stirring. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that, you know what really bothers me is there's never really good Velma porn. You know, you'll see these girls dress up as Velma, but they never really like quite look like her. And then they'll
You're
want to
not
do
looking
just
at the
like,
right areas. You need Velma porn? I'll get you as much as you need.
I don't know why you felt the need to interrupt my tirade about Velma porn, but
Well, go on. I'm
That's
sorry. I'll
fine.
keep quiet.
That's fine. It's fine. I guess I have nothing more to say because
No. Mention
I
your
was
Velma porn.
sidetracked. I was sidetracked.
But you were saying there's not enough Velma porn out
They
there
don't
for
ever
you.
look like Velma, or if they do, then they'll do like some really boring scenes where it's not featuring her enough, and you're like, I really want to see Velma get nailed, but thanks a lot for wasting my time.
I didn't even know that was a real thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Just Velma? That's really
all of them. Velma, Daphne. Yeah.
Scooby-Doo porn. That's a thing.
Well, it's not Scooby-Doo himself. That's Velma or Daphne, usually.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo porn is a whole different genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I just feel like
not okay.
If I had to do it all over again, if I was given a chance to come back, I feel like I would be one of the greatest writers and casting directors and producers of porn the world has ever known.
Yeah?
I do feel that way. I know what people want.
And what do they want?
And even if it's not what everybody wants, I would find the right niche of people and find exactly what they want. I would go down in history as being probably the greatest, most talented, creative director, creator, producer of porn that's ever lived.
I feel like there's probably still time for you. I mean, why wouldn't there be time for that?
Because it's not fitting with my profession, my career, my family life, all those things.
Well, you can do it anonymously. You could go under a pseudonym.
Why would I want to be anonymous if I wanted to be the greatest?
Like you'd have,
I want them to know my name.
It's like those poets that are like unknown, but it's a really famous quote.
Yeah, why? That's not what I wanted to do. I just said I wanted to be the most famous, most well.
Well, you get a feeler out there.
Maybe you
It's
could
sort of
have
like
a ghostwriter name.
No,
yeah, like Richard Bachman.
You motherfucker.
You want people to know who he is.
Oh, so you do
not understand?
Okay. So how about you
So,
would do
I have a legit
it
question.
and then you would just give up your other job because if you're the greatest, whatever, you'd be making so much money that you don't care about your other job.
Yeah,
your
do you
real
remember Richard
professional
Bachman?
job.
You know who Richard Bachman is?
Stephen
Yeah.
King.
Yeah. So a pseudonym.
He did that for fun and was already famous, Rons. He wanted to see if he could be famous as Richard Bachman. He did it as a little experiment.
Okay.
But everybody figured out it was him anyway. You only had to read one of the books and be like, you know what, this is probably Stephen King.
So what would be different about your storylines?
Oh, one thing is casting. You know, you have to do. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just going to throw this outfit on this person," and that's Velma, which is what they do. No, you got to like make sure that they look enough like Velma to fulfill that true fantasy. The same thing, where they'll have, there's a lot of people out there that quote do Wonder Woman porn, and they'll wear some shitty Wonder Woman outfit, and you're like, yeah, she's never really worn that outfit. That's a Halloween costume that they're loose, and that's the cheap Halloween costume. You have to have the good costume, and you have to, somebody who's, God bless them, somebody who's 5'2" is not a good Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is not 5'2". I'm talking about good, realistic casting here. That's what I'm talking about.
Just as good of a casting they do for the actual film.
Yeah. I think that's part of the problem with porn is that they just crank out so much of it. Let's go for some real quality. Let's go for stuff that you could actually play in movie theaters like they used to, like decades ago. Let's have a really good cast, really good minor plot line or whatever, but let's have some real hardcore nailing going on with some really well done casting.
And good costumes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I like the shitty plastic Wonder Woman costume is not gonna, no.
Yeah, and let's stop. And here's another pet peeve I have. Let's stop just unzipping costumes to have sex. If you're the guy, and I know it's porn and we're suspending disbelief, but if you're the guy trying to have sex with a woman who's wearing a costume that has a zipper on it, that's not fun for either one of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's trying not to have that zipper smash her stuff with a zipper, and he's trying not to have...
Or zip it in there.
Or have his stuff scraping it. Nobody is going to zip it while they're having sex, Swan.
I mean, when you're unzipping, your stuff can get stuck in there. It happens.
Except my example was while they're having sex.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, this has
So-
become less of gay talk. Let me ask my question then. Here's a typical Ron's question. Tremonde,
Well, let's make sure.
with the upcoming holiday, which is what day this will be released on, by the way, podcast, do gay people celebrate Christmas?
Why is that
Just
a
like
question I would ask?
Why isn't
Why
the
would
question
any
you
other
think
that-
that's a
person.
question I would ask?
Because you just asked the last time, with the holiday of Thanksgiving, who does the cooking in your relationship?
That
that's
doesn't
the
mean they didn't
same-
celebrate it. I just wanted to know who did the cooking.
With the
I mean,
holiday
honestly-
of Christmas, who does the cooking in your relationship?
Yeah, and that's a pretty typical question whether you're gay or straight. You know.
Exactly.
That's-
Why?
that's
that
the
was
thing.
the point.
That's the point.
However,
Ding,
if you
ding,
guys are
ding,
gonna fucking pick
ding.
apart my questions, why don't you pre-write my questions? That way, I
No,
send them
we
to
like
me.
'em better this
even
way.
better. Why don't you pre-write them and decide if they're good questions?
He thinks they are, though.
No, that's okay. But I think that it's funnier when. Never mind. Okay. Well, I had another question, but it has nothing to do with that. It's just.
Okay.
Well, that's been it's been a pretty soft, I guess we could say a pretty soft prideside chat with Tremonde today.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's all right.
Well, here's the question I was going to ask. Tremonde, is it offensive for us to have prideside chat for you?
I don't think so. In some ways, it's been good for me to just accept myself more. Even though we may not have 1,000 of listeners, it has been helpful for me to just stand more in who Tremonde is. So thank you.
Oh, well, good. I would often wonder if we're being offensive, but I even
Really? You wonder if we're being offensive?
to
Tremonde.
We
We don't care if we offend you.
We don't care if we offend the audience either. I'm talking about, is it
Exactly.
offensive to Tremonde?
I feel like Tremonde is friends with us enough and outspoken with us enough that if we did say something offensive, he would tell us.
One would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tremonde strike me as someone who is very comfortable in their own skin, and
Learning to be.
yeah, and with us, you can be yourself and comfortable around us.
Also, as a side note, Gayhead is what Ron's from the Slaptail podcast wants Tremonde to give him.
Yeah, he was like slobbing
There,
on
I
it a
was
little.
quiet during that little blur.
I
was
muted you
quiet.
just to be safe.
So I hope that you would tell us if we ever offended you in any way.
Hey, I would do that.
Good plan.
right.
Well, then, I guess I would say now then it is that time of the show when I will just say, Merry Christmas, Happy whatever you happen to celebrate. If you put up a tree, got a menorah, got whatever it is you do, yeah, happy time of the year if we're doing that. If you're like winter solstice person, I don't know. Whatever you do, I hope you enjoy your time.
Happy
If you-
Kwanzaa.
If you have to go hang out with your family and that's not your thing, well then maybe someday you'll have what I hope to have, which is friends gathering instead. Yeah.
So we could invite Tremonde to Christmas. I mean, you want to come to Christmas, Tremonde? I mean, might make
He just
Christmas
said he was
more
going to hang
fun.
out with his daughter.
If she comes, but the weather might be bad.
Well, hopefully
So-
not. Let's not jinx it.
Okay, well, if the weather's bad, your alternative plan is hang out with us.
I
Tremonde.
do not plan to hang out at my family's for very
Well,
long.
he can hang out with us.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy. Whatever.
Tremonde
Whatever
makes
makes
me
you happy.
happy.
Whatever floats your boat. Your boat.
Your boot.
All right. Well, I would like to say some shout outs. If you like listening to the Slaptail Squad, you might enjoy the following. Swiss Navy Lube. You already know that. Not anything that I use on a regular basis.
True. Maybe you do by yourself.
No, I like to do it dry.
That's not very good for our sponsor.
I still use Swiss Navy Lube.
Okay.
Also, if you like things spooky with a good take on it, you can listen to The Monster's Lair with our friend JD Hutchins. Soon to be coming back out in March with new episodes, but he has plenty of episodes you can listen to right now. And of course, his network that he's a part of, the Myriad Podcast Network. Shout out to those folks as well. And if you like watching people play video games or do variety shows or goofy things like build Lego sets, you can check out Skylar Creates on Twitch. And of course, our little Croatian
Adopted
child.
Croatian son, yes.
You can check out Strange Loop. He does all kinds of things like playing video games also on Twitch, and you can find him at Strange_LOOPE. And I always spell it out because, believe it or not, there's a lot of Strange Loops on Twitch. Seems like a really bizarre handle, but apparently there's a bunch of them. So whatever, that's how you find him. And that's it for me.
You don't have any TV show recommendations for this week?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I do not. I did see Black Adam, and it bombed the box office, but I thought it was pretty good.
I don't really know much about Black Adam.
I like The Rock.
But I did think it was okay. Again, the story was okay, but there's so much CGI, and that just kind of turns me off with
Yeah, but you
things
can't
now.
CGI The Rock.
No, I was going to say, but they did a good job with The
all
Rock.
Rock. That's no bodysuit. That's The Rock.
Tremonde,
Yes.
on a scale of 1 to 10, The Rock.
10.
Ron.
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, The Rock.
10.
Hmm.
But he works at it.
Yeah. I mean, The Rock now or The Rock like 10 years ago?
Ooh.
I like The Rock now.
Yeah, The Rock now,
He's
because
getting
he
a
really
little
works
old.
at it.
I mean, no, I'm not saying physique wise. I'm like, he's getting old. I mean, he's getting up there and, he's looking a little older.
Yeah, but I think he looks like he's aging appropriately and not over plastic
Sure, but I'd
like
still
everybody
say The
else.
Rock 10 years ago as
Okay.
opposed to now. I would let The Rock pick me up, like like in a wedding carrying position. I'd let him scoop me up like that.
Would you put your arm around him, or would you just like?
No, yeah, I'd put my arm around him. I might put my head on his chest also.
Kind of nuzzle, like little snuggle.
But let me be clear.
Uh-huh.
He's the bottom. I'm the big spoon. I'm the big little spoon.
The big little spoon?
The big little spoon.
Just
All right.
imagining that.
I'll bet you a lot of listeners are imagining that right now. All right. Well, yeah, that's it for
On
me.
that note.
On that
Well,
note.
you're not going to... Oh, I got a couple recommendations.
Can I say goodbye first?
Well, you've asked everybody else what they recommend for shows. Okay.
Oh, yeah. If you got a show recommend. Sure, go ahead. I was just going to say goodbye, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, I just got done watching the What If series, which was a really cool Marvel series.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
I did like how they wrapped it all up.
Black Panther.
Yeah, that was a really fucking great episode.
Agent Carter as Captain UK or Great Britain. That was really good too.
That was really great. I did like how they did the zombie one. I'm a big zombie fan. I thought that was great. And I like how they all kind of wrapped it up a bit. So that was really cool. Just started watching the Q-Force series just because it looked interesting. That's interesting. That is the gay spy animation cartoon.
These are some hot takes.
Yeah. And what else? I was going to watch MODOK.
That's enough. You can save stuff.
No, you're right.
You don't have to give a breakdown of each episode.
Yeah,
either.
no, you're absolutely right. You're right. And hopefully you guys all have a safe and wonderful Christmas.
You as well.
Yeah, the snow's coming down. All right, well, that's it for me then, the Beaveman. Adios, smooch fuckos.
Bye from the Swan.
Deuces.
Be safe during the
I
snowstorm.
don't know how the VJJ works.
All right. You read my ass just
I
because.
don't know how the VJJ works.
All right. Oh, Jesus. All right.
No,
All right.
He said he reamed his ass.
God, it burned.
It burned.
I'm bleeding. All right, are we done?
Are you done?
How many times
You didn't even change Swan's voice this episode.
No, how many times do you think you're going to have to attempt to say goodbye, Ron?
At least 3 to 4
That's up
times.
to you.
A bare minimum of twice.
Bare minimum.
Bare
Twice.
minimum.
All right. Anything else, or should I?
No,
should say
please
goodbye,
go. No,
Ron.
you should probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Let's end
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend said that too. So
Oh
The
man.
one from Canada.
yeah, I know. So please, there we go. I was gonna say,
I
please
have a
be
lot of
safe out
sound bites.
there.
I have to scroll through them. You got to give me a little bit of heads up there.
All right. No, it's supposed to this impending. Yeah, it's supposed to be snowing out there or gonna get bad. They've already tried to cancel a shift on me. So please be safe out there because it's a crazy motherfucking world.
That it is.